Hello everybody, and let's back into Bloodnet. So in the last episode, just to recap, I got my party, as you can see, if you just move your mouse cursor too fast outside of the bar here with the pictures, then it basically reverts back to the playing screen, so yeah, some of the things that I learn every time I play this game. Anywho, yeah, so we gained this 5 or 4 followers. One that I really didn't mean to recruit, but joined anyways for 25,000. There's a lot of style to his ways. I hope he's worth it. Certainly going to be in the front lines for a lot of the battles interactions we're going to have this game. And Rima Fizz, she's a really good decker. Hopefully her skills will come in very handy when you have to back into cyberspace. Lash Gibbons. Slash, there's another Slash. This is a Lash. Lash Gibbons, he's old acquaintance of Stark and wants to help right away, so nice guy. And Monique St. Clair, and basically known to both Lash and Stark, ex-lover of Ransom. And she might be the most talented of the bunch overall. She brings a lot of good skills, combat related, and pretty decent mental and physical attributes. Very nice. The Ransom, as you can see, the skill set here. I don't know whether it's going to ever improve. I think we just have to live with it. But then one of the, another strange thing is that this is supposed to be RPG, but then the role playing doesn't really involve levels, it seems, because these guys seem to be all leveled up to like hypothetical like level 40 or 50. In the modern RPG sense, I'm talking about JRPG, where if you reach that type of level plateau, then yeah, you have this kind of very high skill numbers. But then yeah, Ransom, I guess because he was bitten by a vampire and he's not really overall of sound mind and body, so I guess that's why these numbers kind of took a hit. Yeah, but then I hope that, this character is at least feasible for me to complete the game. Getting worried here, but I think I'd be able to maybe pull through, just finding some ways. Hopefully the developers have had in mind that some of the skills might not be up to the levels that may require to successfully do some missions and quests, and most importantly finish the game. Yeah, so I was thinking about going to Central Park because that was what the next lead in the computer was. Seems to be I'm relying too much on the computer itself. Just checking out his bloodlust level. Remains at 24%, yeah, so as long as you don't leave the screen here, I don't think it's gonna budge. I guess you just have to remember not to move around too much and search where you are, the place where you are before moving on. So I just do search right now. Finds nothing, so this area is picked clean. And yeah, okay, so as you can see, just going to contact here once again. Last time I checked here, I decided to going to Central Park because this is one of the information logged into the computer. And I really make no I do expect that some of the early 90s game conventions would come into play, such as you having to rely on some external sources. Back then I guess people really didn't have I guess they had BBS, I think bulletin board, that is kind of a precursor to message boards where people could trade ideas and talk. And before ICQ and other messengers became very popular, yeah, the BBS system probably had this kind of walkthroughs and then tips, tricks about, any number of different PC games that were available back in the 90s. And you had also the call centers, calling tip lines where you have to pay like 25 cents a minute for them to tell you, exact solution to a puzzle or a quest. Stuff like that. And of course, you cannot leave out the guides that were printed with like full color pages with maps, the items, everything. It's really nicely done. Some of the guides that were released alongside the game, that was part of the industry back then, but now it's all internet, and yeah, those things were relics of the past era. But I do think that this game could probably benefited from, or had like these kind of things, items associated with help. But I think this game also had that kind of guides and helplines from micropros. Yeah, I mean, if I get stuck, I have to probably rely on some internet resources, and I do know a couple, like Mendinia. There are some other recent pages where they actually tell you what to do, but I try to get away from it as much as possible and then just play the game without resorting to such help. Of course, if you like to make a comment and provide tips on your own, I'll definitely be very grateful for that. Right now, I'm just trying to go by the contacts that were available on the computer. Yeah, Central Park is where I wanted to go because that was my plan. Alright, so Central Park it is.
My daddy lived in camps like these outside Atlanta. Being here brings back some awful memories.
So not a really good place to be, it seems. A lot of people are basically strewn about, really doing nothing, it seems. And the bloodlust level went up, I think I've ticked up a bit. I can check. Yeah, 20%, so not a lot, but still it's adding up. And there's some couple of characters here. I don't think they're threatening or anything like that. Let's just search first. Okay. Search this area and the hidden objects are now revealed. What is this? I take it. Yeah, so Lash is the most observant of the bunch. Pretty important skill to have. Soil, hilarity. Rare soil, 100% soil, folks. Pure organic soil. I hope it's not the soil as in the refuse kind, like, dog dropping kind. Let's try to get this soil in his pocket. Hopefully it's going to make some, come into some important use. Some more soil here. I hope we're not taking the soil from the people, downtrodden people of New York here. Okay, well, more soil for Ransom. Okay, here we go. Anything else? Anything white and grayed out that Lash could search for? Nothing. Okay, let's plant our flag right here. Digital flag, is it is. Let's talk to this guy then. A lot of characters to converse.
You look like someone with weapons and money. What business do you have on the Great Lawn?
I'm looking for former TransTech employees willing to earn some money and forming on the company.
Hard not to find a TransTech discount on the Great Lawn. Not that any of them would spill to an external security contractor. Get lost, Ace, before someone takes a shot at you.
I don't work for TransTechnicals. Worked for them once, but all I got for it was a life's worth of trouble.
That's a familiar story. I'm Kimba West. I'm sort of the mayor of the shantytown, running things with the help of my friends. One way or another, we've all had a falling out with the company. I was a project supervisor, had 50 people working under me designing power systems. Along comes the Prometheus chip, and management axes our whole division. I protested the dismissal and was blackballed from ever working for one of the subsidiaries.
It's been a long time since I've been through here. It's even more squalid than I remember.
No kidding, Ace. Some of us are working to change that. We've set up a Great Lawn Restoration Board to bring some civic necessities to the camps. Things like reliable electricity, maybe access to public networks. These folks are my friends. Jason was a brilliant programmer for the company until they deleted him. You have to watch him, though. He's pretty intense and rant-prone. Sanders is loyal, but his eyes limit his usefulness. Carla is an excellent scrounger, but she's made it clear she'll only follow me so far.
Looks like you'd need a miracle to get this place together.
What we need is a data angel and maybe some firepower to back it up.
I might be able to help you with that. For a price.
Should be obvious that we lack the funds to contract a freelance. Still, we can be of use to you if you really do have a grudge against TransTech. Interested?
Could be.
What we most need is a supply of fiber optic cable. With that, we could illegally jack into a junction box that Jason discovered about a mile from here. That would give us access not only to Intergrid, but to cyberspace itself. Bring us the cable, and we'll grant you access to our jack, a safe place to deck for whenever you need it. Also, as former TransTech employees, we can trade a few corporate secrets in exchange for the cable. Not cash, but potentially the next best thing.
Where am I supposed to get fiber optics? They're restricted tech.
The Brooklyn headquarters contains spools of the stuff. I know for a fact that a storeroom adjacent to Dr. Framp's nanotechnology lab contains some of it. Return with it, and we can talk. TransTech has the most sophisticated surveillance systems ever devised. You'll be detected almost every time you enter the building, unless you take special precautions. I know an angel named Leonora Major who can imprint your data profile into the security system so that it will recognize you as a TransTech employee. All you have to worry about then is being personally cited by one of the many security teams roaming the headquarters. You can find Leonora at the Cafe Voltaire at 206 Spring Street.
Okay, so there was a bunch of new information for Ransom. Hope the computer was able to... Well, I mean, dialogue replay is there, but how about the contact? Does it change? Doesn't change at all. About all the new names that were mentioned. Well, okay. Well, not really. So I guess this computer remains rather static. Maybe the vampiric element, short-circuited this. So that it doesn't really record anything more than the dialogue. Money situation, still a lot of money. 78,000, maybe able to buy some favors among the denizens of the Central Park here. I mean, Central Park, never been to the place, never seen the place, but I'm sure that it's a really big place where these campsites have been set up, as you can see in the background. It's quite a, quite a scene, and I think maybe the train station areas, I guess, that Ransom might travel to later on. Just spoke to the leader of the people who are residing in Central Park, and I guess I picked the right person to actually learn about the people here before we get introduced to further different characters, such as Jason here. I forgot to write it down, but I have to remember. And yeah, other people, I'm sure I get to them. Yeah, I mean, you gotta write it down. You gotta write all these names down. Sanders, yeah, for example, Carlise, I don't know whether I got her name correctly, but she's a scrounger. And they want to liven up the place here to be more habitable, like, planting more grass or something. So, even though these people are down and out and have been in one way or another screwed by TransTech, they try to make the best of it and we got a living here in the Central Park. Yeah, I'm sure the dialogue is going to help me to get to the bottom of this. I probably have to check it after all said and done. Let's talk to this guy.
Hey, killer, look here. Can't do real damage without these.
What are you talking about, kid?
Slick Girl knows a merc when he sees one, and I got the stuff to do it with. Look here.
Just junk, Slick Earl.
No, sir. Killer, you can use this hose, this nozzle, and this here tub to make you a fine weapon. I'll give them to you for $300.
300? What makes you so sure I won't just take the things from you?
'Cause you a tough guy, but you sure wouldn't hurt no kid. Slick Girl can tell. You buy my valuables?
$300 or what? Well, some kind of nozzle, some items that might come into use later on. Maybe because this being an adventure game, probably need to get all the stuff that I can't get my hands on. So, I mean, for 300, I just take it.
Smart man.
Alright, so we received something for $300.
Here you go. Hope you can figure out how to build the thing.
The tub. I wonder what the tub is. The hose. Okay, the hose. I know what hose is. The nozzle. Hose and nozzle. I guess they go together. Somebody has to jury-rig this. I'm sure among these guys, must be somebody who's pretty skilled in jury-rig. I guess not too bad for Rima. 73, not bad. 53, okay. Well, no, I can't really expect more from him. 73, okay, cool, we are tied. Alright, so I guess these guys can do some, you know, some, I guess jack of all trades type of deal here. Let's see if I can assemble something. Flamethrower, hello. You must have a toolkit. Ah, you need to have a toolkit, huh? Well, I mean, Ransom might need a toolkit, but how about Kyle here? He's a pretty crafty fella. A lot of skills. You must have a toolkit. Okay, sure, fine. Yeah, I get your point. You need a toolkit. Alright, well. How about this guy? I mean, you know, all these characters are voiced, and I really do appreciate this because it does definitely enliven the experience.
I can tell you a lot of useful things about the company, but I'm not rant-prone, as Kimba would tell you. I'm just anger-ridden, sleep-deprived, and working on breather-induced energy for days and nights to show those corporate bastards the error of their ways. They dared delete me. They dared label me expendable. I designed and programmed whole segments of cyberspace, idiomized 3 entire semiotic alphabets, modified the source code for the data cluster matrix. My code was lean and graceful, not a wasted character, not an ounce of syntactic flab.
Right.
Oh, you're an impressive guy. I can see why you're shacking on a mud field.
Huh, okay, I guess, I don't know, didn't really have any questions for him. Interesting. Although this guy seems to be have a mighty impressive knowledge of all the things that was part of his job at TransTech. I guess there's not much information coming from him, so let's talk to this lady.
If you're looking for acts of sedition, count me out, Chief. You could wipe all traces of TransTech from the net, and something else just as bad would take its place. Tyranny like TransTech's just a logical outcome of human ambition. I'm with Kimba because she's trying to improve things for folks in the shanties. She starts reaching for more, and I'll leave the camps.
You remind me of myself until recently. I thought I was the coldest, hardest bastard in Manhattan. But I've met some folks who show me that there's always someone harder and colder. Cold as death.
That's my whole point, Wirehead. City like Manhattan is full of people afraid they've got to be crueler than the next guy to avoid getting hurt. Thinking like that is what makes TransTech possible. Believe me, I've been there. Worked 8 years as a virtual commodities trader for Drexel Burnham. One day, I just quit. I'm not like these losers. Nobody deleted me. I quit.
Yeah, rather bitter person right there. Not much of a help. Maybe if I ask once more?
Be careful dealing with Kimba. She's an ambitious one.
So word of warning. I guess Kimba was the first person that we talked to, the so-called leader of the group of people. I guess not all, people here agree with her plans of trying to improve their lives here. They just want to be left alone, and I don't know, I find it whether it's interesting, but they all have past association with TransTech, and they do take a particular distinction of mentioning whether they have been deleted or not. Having quit instead of being deleted is a point of pride, just the last shred of pride that this woman has. Well, maybe if I have to talk to Kimba again, do I get to have a different conversation?
You don't have the cable. I'm not surprised. I never did believe you were a data angel. Seems everybody's full of hot air these days.
Okay, so she's disappointed that we didn't get the cable.
You don't have the cable.
Alright, yeah, okay, sure. Then we have to get the cable for the conversation to progress. Alright, how about this guy under the blanket?
Will you help me, please, mister?
What's wrong?
Nobody else in the shanties will help us. They say there's not enough food to go around. I need to get some food. I found these. Maybe you could buy them from me for, say, $35 so I could get a couple meals? They're electrodes. Could probably use them to build something, don't you think? What do you say?
Well, I mean, she needs the help, and 35 doesn't seem to be too much for some parts that... Well, I mean, I got soil, but then, yeah, these parts might not come that easily by, so... Well, I mean, just buy them up.
Here they are. Why don't you tell the shackers to try to be as nice as you, mister?
Well, okay. Electrode. What I need is a toolkit to build and make sense of all these different parts and build something useful out of it, just like the flamethrower. That'd be awesome. They'd be pretty effective against vampires, definitely.
Hiya, handsome. How about a woman?
I would, if there was one around.
I'm older than I look. If you're as smart as you look, you'll sell me a little silo blossom.
Listen, kid, why don't you wait a few years before you mess with it?
I've been tasting the flower since before you even knew what it was. Get me some and I'll trade you for this old circuitry lining I found. I'll be waiting, handsome.
Okay, so she wants to trade us. Oh my gosh, look at that. I think just talking to these people increased the bloodlust. Yeah, 36%. Oh my goodness, this is not good. So you cannot talk to a person more than once.
That's a hell of a set of eye gear you're wearing. Even a shacker like you could have your eyes treated at an experimental clinic.
That looks like a joker.
Their success rates are over 70% these days.
Even if I would entrust myself to those butchers, they couldn't help me. It's not my eyes, but my mind that's going. I've got Hopkins-Bree syndrome.
Oh.
I can't always tell virtual reality from the real thing. The two overlap for me. These goggles filter things some, but still it's so disorienting. You can't know the horror of it.
I have some idea.
I know I'm in Manhattan, but my mind often perceives things as if I'm in the network. The sky turns purple. Buildings pulse and melt into data clusters. Streets recede before me endlessly into the horizon. I stroll through the camps, and normal humans intermix with soul box effects.
I know of the disease's effects. I wish I could help you.
Nothing can help me. I'm another used up and discarded cog from the TransTech machine. Worked there for years as a cyberspace presence, surveying data cluster contours for unauthorized expansion. Everybody knows it's not healthy to interface with virtual reality for days at a time, but the company doesn't care. Too expensive to hire 3 people for one job. Better for them to use us up one at a time, spread the costs over several quarters. When the mine goes, they shove you into the streets. I haven't much of value in this world. Just a few chips I stole from the company when they fired me. I'd gladly give them to anyone who could ease my condition.
Some chips, huh? Well, yeah, I'm sure that given that the cyberspace is in this game, it looks like some kind of a bad acid trip. I definitely understand where he's coming from. Just not being able to tell these different realities apart. And yeah, suffering from the disease originating from too much exposure to virtual reality. So I guess some of the things this game present might come into reality, as you know, VR is all the craze nowadays. I don't know. Oh, let's see the description here. I should have checked this before. Central Park greenery has been overtaken by the tin shacks of the park's homeless. Cleopatra's Needle has been toppled. I guess that's one of the things that were there in Central Park. And people have found shelter in the scavenged refuse of the city. Alright, doesn't paint a pretty picture. Okay, more people. Yeah, a lot of people living here, of course. Let me just... Yeah, I'm kind of getting worried about the bloodlust level. I hope I don't have to feast on one of these good folks here. Oh, let's talk to this lady.
Got any food, Ace? I haven't eaten a decent meal in weeks. Got any protein capsules or a flask of absinthe? I've got some clean wine glasses, a screen, and some sugar cubes to melt. Come on, drink a few cocktails with me.
Sorry. Even with sugar, I can't stomach that bitter stuff.
All right. You don't have to drink with me. But I'm really hungry, and you look like you're packing a wallet. Maybe you buy this from me. It's a data spider loaded. Like I wouldn't have a use for a data spider. But the guy I stole this from looked like you. Looked like a merc. You want to buy it for $500? That would buy me a lot of food.
Well... I don't know, I'm not really sure I should be spending this much money in one place, because I do kind of suspect that, well, who cares?
Thanks, Ace. I'm getting cleaned up and getting to a restaurant.
Well,
I'll toast you with a glass of port.
Well, at least... Oh, Avery, okay, so inventory for Stark has been filled up. Well, at least if Stark turns into vampire and, you know, basically loses control of his humanity, at least he can take comfort in that he had helped people in the Central Park. Get some food, at least, in their bellies. Alright, can I go up there? Oh, first of all, let's search. Finds nothing. Hey there, Tex.
Wipe
oh my
that
gosh.
disdainful look from your face, young man. We're poor, but we have our dignity.
Dignity? Is that what you call this? Pardon me, I thought it was mud and squalor.
Anyone strong enough to live in poverty in this city has earned a degree of dignity. Since script and coins became scarce, the poor can't even beg for money. It's pretty difficult to drop a virtual dollar into a beggar's cup.
I wouldn't know.
Hunting for vampires, are you?
What makes you ask that?
You're freelance. I can tell that at a glance. Don't deny it. You aren't the first to hunt here for supernatural bounty. I don't believe in vampires, but something deadly haunts our nights.
Yep, some bit of wisdom from the old man there. And yeah, you can see the Twin Towers in the distance. I'm worried about the bloodlust level. I wonder if I can talk to all these people though.
Can you spare food or clothing, sir?
Or a power pack? You must have lots of them to power your lasers. Zap! Zap! I bet you have lots of lasers. Guns, too. Blam! Blam! You can spare a power pack, can't you, mister? Please? Give me one?
You look old enough to be looking for a job instead of bothering strangers. How does a poor girl like you get fitted with cybernetics anyhow?
You think I want these ugly things? A rage gang rampaged through the shanties over a year ago. I was almost killed by one of their bikes. My mother couldn't afford to take me to Bellevue. She had to rush me to a black market surgeon in the Warrens, a silo blossom addict. He put these painful things on me. Don't you dare think I'm a faker. You should give me at least a power pack to make up to me. Will you do that?
Power pack. How much of a charge does a laser pistol use per shot? Power pack. Well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't come cheap. I don't know. Should I give it to her or not? Well, let's agree and see what happens.
This will make my mother happy. Be careful here. They find dead people almost every week. Everybody is frightened. Some say there are vampires in the camps.
Oh, in the camps. Petra Stasia. Petra. I remember her name. Well, Petra, can you do something about giving up some of your blood?
Be careful of the vampires.
Okay, I will at least try to prevent becoming one. Oh, okay, that's a shadow. Interesting. Okay, description. Central Park's Great Lawn, once a green haven for New Yorkers seeking refuge from urban landscape, is now a shanty town full of displaced TransTech employees, homeless children, the mentally ill, and the criminal refuse of the city. Oh boy. Yeah, so 3 more people to talk to, 3 more of these fine denizens.
Excuse me, Mother. I could use your help.
Blessed Jesus, protect us.
No, don't be frightened. I won't harm you.
Keep quiet. We can't discuss it now. Not here. Meet me at my church.
Oh.
We'll talk there. Meet me in the rear of St. Patrick's in 5 hours. Now
5
go.
hours? Oh
Leave
my
me.
goodness. Now that's a lead. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what does she recognize in Ransom that she wanted to talk in private in such a hurry too? Well, I guess in 5 hours we'll know. Not real time, but we can probably shorten it up a bit by just traveling. And I'm sure that New York map will have a landmark or waypoint. Alright, that gives me a little impetus to save this in a whole new slot. Let's finish up here.
Hey, mister, help a kid out. Can't pass up a kid asking for help, can you?
Depends on what he's asking for.
Just what every kid needs to grow up big and strong. Red lifters.
If they want to grow up to be junkies.
Save it, mister. I'm here to talk business. If you can help old Dodger out and get him lifters, I can trade you for something I've been saving. Look here. It's part of a cyborg, man.
I know what it is. It's a She-He A-series leg. What are you doing with it?
Oh, I found it during me rounds. Now just think about it. If you're smart enough to rig this thing up on you, you'd be one ultra-techno stud. Little bodywork, and this thing could look like it just rolled off the TransTech personal cyber enhancement assembly line. Real flash, ain't it? I'm giving it to you for practically nothing. You interested in trading for red lifters?
Well, that's an interesting thought. So instead of levels, Ransom improves his skills by taking on cybernetics. I don't know what red lifters or whatever it is, but it's a drug and it's supposed to be a kid, and you definitely see what this thing does to people, especially kids. It makes them look like they're 45 years old. but I agree.
You aren't even holding. Sicko, come back if you're man enough to do real business with me.
Oh, okay. I see. So I had to have this drug within my inventory first. Okay, well, I don't have anything.
Hey, tough guy, why so fast? Slow down and see the merchandise. All first rate, top-of-the-line electronics. Take a look yourself.
What are you, kid? About 12 years old? Beat it.
I ain't no kid. I'm a businessman. Take a look here. I bet you need one of these.
What is it?
It hooks up to your skin like this, see? The little writing says, Dreamal Flyman.
Dermal filament. Where'd you get it?
I got connections. I know every dumpster all over this city.
Smells like it.
You want this thing or not? Only $200.
Ah well. Just have to get a toolkit.
Smart man. You got an eye for quality. That's why I'm gonna let you see the good stuff. You got a pretty lady friend? I got some nice jewelry.
Like what?
This little pin I picked up at a real fancy part of town. I know a kid who works in a hotel kitchen. He lets me go through their trash. It's got a little picture of some kind of sword on it, see? $100, deal?
Sure, why not? Lethal pin.
Hey, you're okay, mister.
Might have to come in handy sometime. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Well, okay. So, I have finished talking to everybody. The bloodlust thankfully did not increase, but I'm sure that if I go into a different screen, it will. So I will try to refrain from going anywhere from here, except for somewhere far away from here. Well, I mean, to our next lead. Let's see, should I go to sysconfig? Sys might be a shorthand for sister. Session clean. Yeah, so this is quite useless now. So I need to turn the sound off and try to replay from the deluge of people now part of the replay system. Some of it probably missing. Sanders. So this guy was Sanders. Okay, I see. Yeah, googly eye Sanders. On an acid trip or something continuously. Yeah, so definitely TransTech screwed him over. Now, incidentally, Brie-Hopkins syndrome that Sanders was suffering from, Ransom Stark was actually suffering from the same kind of illness, and Deirdre Taki installed the implant whereby Ransom was able to come to his senses and back into C-space once again. Carla Malthus. Okay, so the bitter woman. Okay. Yeah, alright, so just want to see the dialogue between Ransom and who was the leader? Bart? No. Let's see. Kimba, yeah, it was Kimba, I think. Okay. Yeah. Probably need to read this outside of the episode. I hope that I hope that you'll be able to also read the dialogue, because I'll be including them alongside the voiceover. Yeah, but all this different information, I need to organize it. Okay. Yeah, we need to visit a person called Renora, and she is at Voltaire, Cafe Voltaire, I think. Alright, let's see, let's check the map. Alright, so this is where we are. There's also Metropolitan Museum of Art. Maybe I should visit there since it's rather close. Vince's Munition Emporium, you know what this is. The weapons store. Fox Riders and Strawberry Fields. I don't know what that is. You don't know anybody from that part of the city. Yeah, same here. Times Square, been there. St. Pictures Cathedral. Yeah, this is where the nun is going to be waiting for us. Maybe it's a trap. Bellevue Hospital. Okay, so this is Brooklyn and this is where TransTech Clinical is. We cannot just waltz in here. We need to visit the place called Voltaire. Cafe Voltaire right there. Could have visited this place because we've been there before. Probably the same building or something. Interesting. Wall Street. And there's the church. And Autonomy Dogs. Okay. This is where we see Timmy Goldfarb. Yeah, so the details. Bounty personnel, I don't know what that is. There's also probably a place called Sid and Nancy's, that's where the weapons will be. Electric Anarchy, yeah, so this is where Rima's partner is going to be, Garrick. And I was thinking about maybe recruiting him to our party because Rima was mentioning him and dropping his name when she joined us, so maybe we go there before too long. But we too, yeah, Sid and Nancy's right here. And also, a place where it all began. I do believe that we need to Rudik Sanson's lab. This is the... I remember this entry or the lab being mentioned from Deidre Tackett's diary, so another important place to visit. Just need to plan ahead so we don't have to waste time and, you know, try to prevent bloodlust from going too far up, making it impossible for this game to proceed. Right now it's at around 40%. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, so it didn't change, but it might change. 36%. Oh boy, yeah, it's going up there. So, yeah, I guess this will be another episode. Not a lot happened, just talking to people in Central Park. We're getting a lot of different things here, as you can see. Just full of stuff now in the inventory. Kyle has to be the mule now, including the Lapo pin. I don't know, this seems a bit useless junk, but... So second data spider, I don't know whether... I mean, I do have another data spider already. And as far as these things are concerned, yeah, there is a toolkit that is going to make a flamethrower. I don't know whether that is considered an energy weapon or high-tech weapon. Could be high-tech. Yeah, I think it's high-tech. So Ransom can probably make use of it, hopefully. Yeah, so we talked to a lot of people, a lot of different information, and I think the game is opening right up because we have different leads right now. We can go to the cathedral, we can go to the Cafe Voltaire, we can go to museum. So we can, you know, get some dialogues replayed in order to glean all the facts and details. Yeah, so hopefully it's not too much information for you guys. As it seems to me, you need to organize it and then probably write it down, try to make sense of all this. And then come back with the next destination for Ransom and his party in order to defeat TransTechnicals. So hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, please stay tuned.